Johnson will serve to start us off.
And I was just about to comment, J-Dub is using a different Franklin paddle. Has a lot more pop than the previous one, and flew off the paddle there. And another. So this happened, for those of you who watched his first round match against, I believe, Adam Harvey. Actually, no, that was Ben John, excuse me. But J-Dub's first round match, he got down big in game 1 and then won about 20 points in a row.
Side out.
So he, I think he's still just getting used to this paddle. It just flies off a little bit more than his other one, so getting dialed in, especially on the singles court, since he doesn't even play a whole lot of singles tournaments.
And speaking of paddles, we talked about this yesterday. Federico Staksrud using a Yola paddle, sponsored by Adidas.
He went back to his old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
1-1.
Both of these guys have a very full day on Friday. Both are still alive in all 3 events.
1-1.
This is how it feels to be like Annalie Waters. To have to play
Sounds
3 events. Right? Yeah, yeah.
If I was in just 2 events, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But to throw singles in there.
Oof.
But you know, these guys are young. They're still in their 20s. So some are barely 20.
Yeah, right.
Point.
Fed going for the signature backhand slice drop volley. People know it's coming. He does it so often when you try to pass on that backhand side, but even if you know it's coming, there's so much spin. And the fact that you're having to sprint forward just makes it such a challenging shot. You have to get there in time and have a soft enough grip to either get a drop or, you know, maybe try to bunt a little pass. It's very difficult.
Point.
Wow.
That may be the hardest forehand I've seen J-Dub hit.
And that new paddle you mentioned.
I wasn't lying.
Goodness gracious. That was like a tennis point.
3-1. Point.
Really going for the sharp angle there.
Really strong start here for Johnson. You mentioned that cut volley from Staksrud, and the thing is, Johnson, he likes to drop probably more than a lot of other players just because of how good he is in doubles. Oh my gosh.
Point.
Is that in again?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's just.
You know, even when he's on the run, getting that volley from Fed, he is very comfortable with that backhand drop. So don't see him having too much trouble with that. Of course, he misses it right as I'm talking about it there.
Yeah, it just got stretched a little bit too much. But no, I agree. I mean, J-Dub is such a good soft game, great at cat and mouse. So if anyone's going to be able to handle that shot, it will be a player like J-Dub.
1-5. Point. Two, 5. I'll recall.
Oh, Fed.
Got a little excited. Yep. One of the fastest players on court. He likes to take no time at all between points.
Side out.
I just don't understand how he hits the ball so hard. I mean, he just flicked his paddle about an inch. I would have to take a full swing.
5-2.
I mean, you kind of see around the edge of his paddle. There is so much lead tape
yeah,
around the edge.
Point, he had at least a 9-ounce paddle.
2-5.
Mid-8s, just really heavy. He's got crazy strong wrists.
Side out.
These two actually are going to be facing off in men's doubles. Hayden,
5-2.
playing with Hayden Patrick, Johnson playing with Noe Cliff. So that's going to be a fun one later on in the day.
So many spicy matchups today. It's crazy.
It's only the quarters,
and
Thomas.
It's quarters, man. It's so fun.
2-5. Point.
I do like to play from J-Dub. If you're going to go to Fed's backhand corner, it better be deep because he runs around so effectively, and that's his favorite shot, running.
3-5.
He can hit it inside out, inside in, wherever he wants very consistently. So if you dare to go to that side. It
Side
has to
out.
be deep, so he is forced to hit a backhand, which is much weaker when he tries to hit a ground stroke pass than his forehand side. I'd like to see him too maybe return a little bit more to forehand, to Fed's
5-3.
forehand corner, but open up the backhand and come in to attack that side.
Side out.
Just that cut volley, that wasn't even really a drop shot, but Fed just keeping the short angles is neutralizing Jada pretty well.
3-5.
That's pretty there
Point.
from Fed.
It's a great hold. Jada just had to guess. See, I mean, when Fed hits such a deep serve like that, Jada didn't really get a paddle on that return. Chose to come in anyways, but he really was just a
4-5.
sitting duck. I'd like to see anyone, if he hit a weak sitter return, stay back. That way you have at least a chance to hit a passing shot versus allowing
Side
someone
out.
just to have an easy look at a pass on you.
Johnson covering the kitchen well on that one. See the lateral movement, so important, especially in
5-4.
singles. You gotta really, when you're responsible for the whole kitchen line.
Point.
Ooh, just drops. Fed changes the call. I thought it was sailing wide or long, or
It-
both, but
Crossed the plane of the net so high.
yeah, with pace too. So Fed changes his call.
You can't appeal to the referees. You can challenge the end ruling, yes.
Fed is challenging his own change of ruling.
Staksrud,
Time in.
he's very, he
6-4.
knows how to use the nuances of the rules, in his favor.
Are you saying he knows how to game the system?
Point.
I'm just saying he knows how to game. He knows how to game.
He knows how to game.
He's a gamer.
For sure. The ultimate gamer in singles.
7-4.
Oh my
Point.
goodness, J.W. Johnson. Just, it's such a, not even a big backswing either.
That's what makes it so challenging to read. I mean, Fed is going to have to guess if he gives
8-4.
Jada looks like that. I mean, it's such a short stroke with such tremendous pace. Really hard to read the short of the stroke. Oh.
Point.
Hey, that's one of the few cat and mouse points that we see these days. That's old school pickleball. That's fun stuff.
And Staksrud walks over
Timeout receiver. 9-4.
to the bench. He will call it.
Really
Time in.
specific pickleball workouts. I mean, he is
9-4.
more committed than pretty much anyone I see on tour. Off court, it's paying off tremendously.
Side out.
I mean, even just being able to control that volley on the full extension, even just on that point, he makes it look routine. But
4-9.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Certainly
the guy
not.
that he has a coach feed him thousands of balls.
Point.
He's not afraid of just putting in the hard, dirty work of just repetition. I mean, when you're switching over even from high-level tennis to pickleball, it is a different
5-9.
sport. A lot of people just rely on some of their hand-eye coordination, but we are having to learn new strokes, and it takes a long time to perfect.
Side out.
Fed is doing it.
get the beautiful touch there from Johnson. Fed looked like he may have wanted to call the return
9-5.
out, but played on.
Side out.
And I think if you are J.W. Johnson, know how well you've played throughout this first game. It's a game you have to win, just knowing Fed's potential.
5-9.
Fed's similar to Ben Johns in the fact
Point.
that they just get better throughout the match. Sometimes start slow if he does at all. I'm not even saying he's starting slow. J-Dub's just
6-9.
really well right now, but absolutely agree. J-Dub,
Point.
it's pretty much a must-win game one here.
That lead keeps getting smaller.
7-9.
Staksrud 7-9 now.
Just wide.
Side
That
out.
got there
Yeah.
comfortably, though. So impressive. I thought we were going to see another fun cat and mouse point, but
I know.
just missed.
I'm here for it. I want it.
9-7. Point.
Missed return brings
Game
up
point.
game point for J.W. Johnson.
10-7. Side
Just
out.
wide. What a ball by J-Dub, though.
Oh, man. Staksrud stays alive.
Hold up.
Still some work to do.
Here we go. 7-10.
Wow.
Side out.
Cat and mouse. Yeah, neither guy wanted to pull the trigger on that backhand.
The rare hands battle that we see in singles. Mini hands battle.
Game
Mini
point.
hands battle. I'm sure we'll get longer hands battles when they play in men's
10-7.
doubles later on, I'm sure.
Woo.
Side out.
There's no way he meant to hit that, right?
I mean, it seems like he mishit that, but he's rolling with it as if he meant to, so.
Hey, it's perception's everything,
I
Thomas.
wouldn't put it past him, though, man.
Yeah, honestly.
7-10. Point.
Just staying alive. He saved 2 game
8-10.
points.
Side
Good
out.
deep return there. Fed wanted to run around and hit that inside out, but just a little bit too much depth there for
Game
Jada.
point.
This is what makes Fed so hard to beat in singles. I mean, when
10-8.
it comes down to pressure points, when he's down or in tight points, he's so clutch, plays
Point
better
kick.
typically.
Into the net goes Staksrud's volley. J.W. Johnson. But we did see Fed drop the first game yesterday.
New
Was
Vulcan
able to right
ball.
the ship.
Game 2. Time in.
Will not
0-0.
go down without a fight.
Side out.
I think Fed is so used to coming back and winning after losing the first game. It's almost like he forgets about it immediately, which is so hard to do, but
0-0.
we've seen him time and time again do this. He just, in his mind, he's like, all right, fresh match. All he has to win is 2 games still.
Side out.
That one just misses there from Johnson. It's kind of like been binging Ted Lasso, so this is where I'm going with this. It's memory of a goldfish.
Yes.
0-0. Point.
Yeah, which is super helpful here, just in any sport. It's so easy to lose your confidence if you don't play as well as
1-0.
you like, but you just got to keep sticking to your game. Fed is the master at it. And look at him moving. Like he loses the first game instead of coming down mopey or frustrated. He is just like, let's go.
Somehow makes him play better.
2-0.
Beautiful
Point.
pass.
That's the best point Fed has played so far. Did a really nice job. You know, Johnson, of course, returned to the backhand, but Fed hits a really nice
3-0.
third, creates the opening for that forehand.
Side out.
Seems like that kind of deep, flat ball that J-Dub is hitting has given Fed trouble a couple times when he's trying to run around.
0-3.
He is expecting that he'll have more time, but that ball is just penetrating so well that he just gets jammed and his footwork isn't quite there like it normally is.
Side out.
Staksrud missed a few of those backhand
3-0.
flicks in the opening game, but dialed it in there.
Side out.
That's the play there. You know, if there is one against a guy like Fed, if you can just get it deep to his backhand
0-3.
and prevent him from having time to run around and hit the forehand, you have a much better chance of winning the point.
Side out.
What a return there from Staksrud. Almost hits a winner off the return.
It's interesting.
3-0.
I feel like that's an underutilized return. Just a hard cross-court, short angle. No one does it. It's just unexpected.
Side out.
Staksrud, an amazing get there on the run, but unable to hit the easier shot. But one reason for that is Staksrud takes his time there. Johnson ready to go with the serve. Do you think one reason that you don't see that cross-court return more frequently is
0-3.
just the fear of going to the forehand if you're playing a right-handed player?
Point.
I think so, but also, at least when I used to play singles, if somebody had
1-3.
a really good forehand like Fed or a jacksock that likes to run around it, it's worth just taking it cross-court to the forehand
Point.
first it's a completely different look, different angle. They don't have that inside-out look.
Right.
And it gives you the opportunity to open up the court to attack their backhand moving forward. I'm not saying you need to go to the forehand every time, but at least changing it up because people are, okay, hit, return to the weaker side, return to the weaker side, but sometimes you want to open it up first.
Side out.
Bit of a slower pace here in this second game.
Interesting.
3-2.
Moving warp speed, but when he gets down, he definitely slows it down as we saw yesterday against Barlow.
Point.
Yeah, that was very funny.
They were playing mind games with each other.
It was amazing. That's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer. That's the theme of his singles run so far.
That's just ridiculous.
You just see the margins there. You probably can't really see it on the stream as a ball rolls onto the court from another one. Just the margins on that drop from Fed off the backhand. It is maybe 3 centimeters over the net.
And then he follows it up with a stretch and lunge forehand from his shoelaces, takes a full swing and keeps it in. It's one of the most challenging shots, playing it even in doubles. I mean, he can just take one huge lunging step to the right, even if it's a low ball. He just attacks that ball so well and keeps it in. I mean, he does it better than anybody else.
Time in.
Interesting.
2-5.
We'll see if
maybe it's part of the gaming, man.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He made something up.
Exactly.
Point.
Yeah, anytime Fed gives J-Dub really any time on his ground strokes, J-Dub's coming up with a really nice pass most of the time.
Even on the backhand wing.
3-5.
3-5 now.
Gosh, that is just, I mean, J-Dub is barely swinging at that. Such a short stroke, but such snap with his wrist. It's unreadable.
4-5.
And I think it's so tough as
Side
well
out.
because it is such a short compact stroke. Johnson is almost always catching it out in front, so he's not going to overhit it a lot, even though he just did right there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Point.
That took an interesting bounce.
Kicks off the line, but we're not playing on clay. So
No, it looked like kick serve on clay.
Yeah.
6-4.
What a stab
Side
at
out.
J-Dub. I mean, Fed just with a perfect inside-out dipper. I don't know how J-Dub controls that little dropper.
4-6.
That one just wide from Staksrud.
Point.
5-6 now.
5-6. Side out.
J-Dub looked a little bit rushed there. Really didn't have his legs under him like he typically does. Really looks like he's fencing out there when he's loading up for his serve.
Right.
Uses his legs so well.
Side
Actually
out.
pretty intimidating. He's
I
like,
know. Look at those quads, man.
yeah, right. He's
I
just
mean, sorry,
making
look at the calf sleeve.
Yeah.
It's intimidating stuff.
Exactly. He's just putting it on full display.
5-6. Point.
Man, just a couple pairs in a row from Fed, which we normally don't see.
6-6.
Jeez, great cover
Side
by
out.
Fed. Quick timeout.
Big timeout.
And we'll get a timeout. We do see this
Timeout server. 6-6.
somewhat frequently from Fed, kind of using it's not really an offensive timeout, but it is a timeout well on serve. Do you like that play? Because it seems to work.
7% is pretty
Time
high,
in.
but still, I mean, Fed
6-6.
beats the top players in the world almost every tournament, so I don't disagree.
Point.
Staksrud earns missed return out of the timeout.
7-6. Point.
2 missed returns.
And again, when things get tight, when it gets down to crunch time, Fed amps up his serve even
8-6.
more, whereas the majority of players, you know, tighten up a bit and they take some off to be a little bit more conservative. But look at them sliding on the clay court out there.
Gosh. It's like we're at Roland Garros, Thomas.
Gosh. Just so smooth.
9-6.
9-6.
Wow.
Side out.
And even though Johnson gets the serve back there, it really just felt like Staksrud just found another gear right out of that timeout.
6-9.
Yeah, when Fed is grunting like he's starting to now, that means he's really into the match.
Point.
And even if J-Dub just has an incredible point there, you're not going to get a peep out of him.
Yeah.
Completely different.
You can never tell what's going through that guy's head.
7-9. Side out.
I think J-Dub wants that one back. Not too difficult of a pass.
9-7. Point.
That is
Game point.
3 missed returns in the last 4 points for J.W. Johnson. Makes it game
10-7.
point here for Federico Staksrud.
Oh.
Point game.
Johnson
7-7.
had the ATP,
Kind
but
of smirks.
Timeout taken.
See, if you just
New
force the
Vulcan
energy,
ball.
even if
Game
you're not
3.
feeling it,
Time in.
good things happen.
0-0.
That's exactly what we just saw there from Fed in game 2.
Point.
felt like we were watching it in slow motion
know.
once the ball hit the net there.
Point.
I mean, the pace on that, I don't know if it comes through on the stream, but it's just how hard J-Dub is hitting that. It looks so effortless, but Fed has no chance of getting that ball back.
No one does. I mean, Staksrud is
Yeah, Fed can't
arguably
get
the
it.
best mover.
Nobody's
2-0. Point.
And it's almost like Johnson is shutting down the left side of the kitchen just with his ability to hit that backhand poke out of the air.
reaches in so well.
Anytime
3-0.
Staksrud tries to go to that spot, Johnson is there, putting enormous amounts of pressure.
Side out.
That return caught the outside edge of the line.
0-3. Side out.
Again, there it is.
If anything is left up at all above the net on J-Dub's backhand side, the point is over.
Look, he literally just puts his paddle out there. He's not a whole big swing. It's literally
3-0.
I don't understand.
I think it's just forearm strength.
Yeah.
Point.
Delicate little angle there from J-Dub.
I think it's the calf sleeve.
Gosh, I want one. Maybe it'd make me more like Dave Fleming if I wore it.
4-0.
I mean, just the
Side
reach.
out.
I mean, the step that Fed has on that forehand side just covers the court incredibly well. I wonder if he can do the splits.
I'm sure. Actually, I mean, maybe that would be. Yeah, we'll see which
0-4.
PPA pros can do splits.
Point.
This is potentially, I mean, obviously very dangerous territory for Staksrud being
1-4.
down 1-4. But
Point.
this is what really hurt Johnson in the second game as well, just overhitting on the return.
Just such a big serve from
2-4.
Fed, though. I mean, heavy and deep. It's hard to keep the ball down.
Johnson kind of was ahead of that backhand cross court from Fed, almost had to stop moving.
He was there before he hit it.
There, yeah.
4-2. Side out.
And Fed clearly picking on J-Dub's backhand side, just has a few more errors so far there. I mean, J-Dub's forehand pass has been insane today. His backhand stroke is longer, naturally easier to read, and just has a little bit less spin and pace, so it's a safer spot to go for Fed.
3 missed returns now for Johnson.
All 3 points.
3-4.
For Fed.
Make that 4. What was once a 4-0 advantage for Johnson is now
4-4.
much more stressful at 4-4.
Oh my gosh. Fed put some side spin on that.
I thought we'd be talking about the reaction from Johnson of being able to hit it off the net, but Staksrud comes up with some magic of his own.
5-4.
But hey, we could see it here in Mesa
6-4.
in the final if they both make it.
That would be awesome.
Side out. Side out.
The majority of the points Fed is winning here is coming from the backhand side of J-Dub.
6-4.
Forcing a lot more errors on that side.
Side out.
He almost had too much time on that.
Yeah, right.
His little floater return, he's like, wait, I'm early.
With how much pace Johnson's been hitting with, it's almost like a shot.
Literally a changeup.
Right.
4-6. Side out.
J-Dub's lost, I think he's lost a little bit of confidence on that side. He's just kind of guiding that backhand now. Not swinging out on it. Really no spin on it either. That was kind of a knuckleball.
Side out.
Just absolutely crushed that return. That forehand return to J.W. Johnson.
Six.
4-6.
J-Dub can get a little bit of a run here. Jeez.
Side out.
Just a stab.
Just sticks his paddle out there, lets the ball hit it.
Decent shot from J-Dub, but just came back so quick.
Point.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you hear the grunts from Staksrud. You know he's dialed in.
Yeah, when he hits a ball that's dipping that low, really you don't have much of a choice other than kind of dump a volley versus, I mean, J-Dub tried to punch that volley but below the net. It's just tough to keep it in or get it over the net.
4-7.
To your point, every single ball in that rally went to J-Dub's backhand.
Yeah, he even hit a couple. Those backhands were better from J-Dub, lower and more penetrating, but still just don't have the dip that he does on that forehand side.
7-4.
Ooh. One of the only chance J-Dub has here is to really force a little bit more energy.
8-4.
And just, you know, kind of go for broke on that forehand side.
Point.
But if Fed hits a shot like that, then nothing else matters.
I mean, my goodness. Could be one of the last chances for, could be the last chance for Johnson. Crunch time for the 12 seed.
Point.
We'll take a couple more of those, please.
Yeah. 7 to be exact, or 6 to be exact. That's what the doctor ordered. Or what the Flick Wizard ordered.
Yes.
Side out.
Fed off the court, really low return, caused the pop up from Fed.
5-9. Let.
And that's let. We'll get a reserve.
5-9. Side out.
Yeah, that's one of the few good looks on the forehand side J-Dub has got in the last game and a half. Just kind of mishit it.
9-5.
Johnson, nice finish. Had to leap over the kitchen, make sure he didn't get called for a foot fault.
I mean, I think Fed's going to need a new pair of shoes after this match. I mean, he's sliding out here like crazy on all his ground strokes.
Just what a return there. Even though he did go to Connor Garnett, beat Staksrud to make the final.
9-5.
He has beaten Staksrud a few times.
Oh, just makes that serve. I mean,
Point.
Paints a line on a serve and then paints the other line on the finish. I don't know if that's clutch or lucky or both, but it's special.
Whatever it is, brings up match point, and ended with a missed return. Federico Staksrud, for the second day in a row, drops the opening game, but comes back with a vengeance, books his spot in the men's singles semifinals.